First reading. A reading from the prophet Isaiah. Arise, shine out, Jerusalem, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is rising on you. Though night still covers the earth and darkness the peoples. Above you the Lord now rises, and above you his glory appears. The nations come to your light, and the kings to your dawning brightness. Lift up your eyes and look around. All are assembling and coming towards you. Your sons from afar and your daughters being tenderly carried. At this sight you will grow radiant, your heart throbbing and full, since the riches of the sea will flow to you. The wealth of the nations come to you. Camels in throngs will cover you, and dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. Everyone in Sheba will come, bringing gold and incense and singing the praise of the Lord. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
O God, give your judgments to the king, to a king's son your justice, that he may judge your people in justice and your poor in right judgment.
All nations shall prostrate before you, O Lord.
In his days justice shall flourish, and peace till the moon fails. He shall rule from sea to sea, from the great river to the earth's bounds.
All nations shall prostrate before you, O Lord.
The kings of Tarshish and the sea coast shall pay him tribute. The kings of Sheba and Seba shall give him gifts. Before him all kings shall fall prostrate. All nations shall serve him.
All nations shall fall prostrate before you, O Lord.
For he shall save the poor when they cry, and the needy who are helpless. He will have pity on the weak and save the lives of the poor.
All nations shall fall prostrate before you, O Lord.
From St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians. You have probably heard how I have been entrusted by God with the grace He meant for you, and that it was a revelation that I was given the knowledge of the mystery. This mystery that has now been revealed through the Spirit to His holy apostles and prophets was unknown to any man in past generations. It means that pagans now share the same inheritance, that they are parts of the same body, and that the same promise has been made to them in Christ Jesus through the gospel. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. We saw his star as it rose, and have come to the Lord homage. Alleluia, Alleluia. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. After Jesus had been born at Bethlehem in Judea, during the reign of King Herod, some wise men came to Jerusalem from the east. "Where is the infant King of the Jews?" they asked. "We saw his star as it rose and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was perturbed, and so was the whole of Jerusalem. He called together all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, and inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. "At Bethlehem in Judea," they told him, "for this is what the prophet wrote. And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, you are by no means least among the leaders of Judah, for out of you will come a leader who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod summoned the wise men to see him privately. He asked them the exact date on which the star had appeared and sent them on to Bethlehem. "Go and find out all about the child," he said. "And when you have found him, let me know, so that I too may go and do him homage." Having listened to what the king had to say, they set out. And there in front of them was the star they had seen rising. It went forward and halted over the place where the child was. The sight of the star filled them with delight. And going into the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary. Falling to their knees, they did him homage. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. But they were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, and return to their own country by a different way. The Gospel of the Lord. What we have just heard might be a legend, but there are a lot of reflections to do on what this narration means to us today. We are celebrating Epiphany. Epiphany is a Greek word meaning showing, to show yourself. Epiphany. God wanted to show himself to all nations, and that's why these three wise men came from different countries, seeking this baby Jesus, seeking God, seeking the truth, seeking meaning to their lives. And they found him in the form of a baby Jesus, a little baby. First of all, today we admire the passion these three wise men had to find out who was this God. Who was this Jesus? Do we have the same passion to know the truth, to know God more than we know? Are we seeking God enough as they did, with all the difficulties that they found and the doubts that they had in searching for baby Jesus? They were consistent, they had passion, and they went until they found baby Jesus. This is what we learn most of all today. And then, of course, in their journey, they found also the signs of God, the star that showed them the right place where baby Jesus was found. We too, in our daily lives, we have God sending us stars. Stars of experiences of life. I'm not speaking of the stars of luck or of fortune that we read every day in the horoscope. I'm speaking of the experiences of life that we all face. Even now, today, I'm feeling this pain in my knee. What does God want to tell me about? This is the question we should always ask when we go through experiences of life. Where is God in this? How should I react to this experience that God is showing me? How should I behave? And we all have this. You remember that parable that Jesus said of the talent? To one gave him 2, to others gave him 5. And those who made sure to double the amount of talents that the parable that the man had given him, they were blessed with more talents. This is, we have been talented. We have been given many stars, many talents in our lives. We should do our best to live the best of our lives in the best manner possible, seeking the truth, seeking Jesus to make him part of the life. And I'll finish up with a beautiful sentence that was given to us by St. Augustine. Your life is God's gift to you. What you make of your life is your gift to God. How beautiful this is. And I repeat it because it's important as our New Year's resolution. Your life is the gift from God. What you do with your life is your gift to God. We have to do our best to present to God at the end of our lives the best possible life that we have produced while we were here on earth. Let's stand up. We read together this prayer. We praise you, God, for the gift of light in creation, and sunlight and moonlight, illuminating all you have made. Above all, we thank you for the light of Christ that you have shone in our heart. Welcome this light and become bearers of you, light